Toon Boom is a massive program. People can go for years or even their entire careers without finding like an entire section of the program that might have just been sitting there the whole time. Would you like to know about a massive section of the program that's been sitting there this entire time? It's awesome. There's so much going on with this thing, hardly anybody even knows about it. It's called expressions. There's so much that it can do. This is the X sheet. It's used for a lot of the traditional animation stuff, but it's also used for some of the most technical stuff as well. I'm going to add 2 extra columns. Right click and go to X sheet view if these controls are not already there, and press add column. And I'm going to change from drawing to a Bezier curve. I'm going to call it walking, and press add, and then change that to expression and change that name from walking to follow. Go add and close. Okay, so there's 2 new columns there. This walking one, we're going to attach it to Ash. So there's Ash and Pikachu, by the way, you probably noticed. And go to layer properties for Ash, and there is all of these. These are all the parameters that you can do tween animations to, right? Position X, Y, and Z along this X axis one. Go all the way over to the right. There is this drop down menu. I'm going to go to Bezier walking. That's the one we just made. And it will pin the walking function to Ash himself. So now we can start animating him. I'm going to get a little bit of room here. Add in a keyframe. Go along a little bit, move him across to the left. Use the advanced animation tools, by the way, the position, rotation, scale. Position, because we're moving him left and right. I'm going to move him left and right across. Look at all this move. Oh, he's getting faster. Slow down, speed up. Oh, fun. Zoomies. One sec. Okay, cool. There we go. So he does movement like this. Not very realistic, but it's 8-bit. What can you expect? Alright, so because it's its own little separate Bezier function, we can see the numbers doing all these little things here, dipping up and down into negative and positive numbers. Don't need to know about what that is, but we are now going to attach Pikachu to it. Now, we could do the exact same thing, just have Pikachu attached directly to the walking layer, but then he will be stuck directly on top of him, or he will be always a little bit to the right. No, we want him to follow. Meaning we want him to always be taking a few frames previous what Ash was. And to do that, we need to bust out a little bit of code. I had Pikachu sitting underneath a peg there just for, so he was sitting behind when there was nothing happening. But that's actually how they're set up in the drawings. They're right on top of each other. So Pikachu, we're going to go to his layer properties. And along x-axis in its drop-down menu, go to expression follow. So now here's the x-axis is the follow function. Double click on that and we get the expressions window. So what are expressions? They are actually JavaScript. That's fun. That's what all artists like to hear. How does JavaScript work? That's a deep topic, but fortunately we don't need to know a whole lot in order to get us started. So expressions are maths. As simply put, if we pop in a 5, press apply, look at that. Oh, there's number 5 going all the way down. We can change that to a different number, like 7. That's a different number to 5, and it will be reflected too. But because it's maths, we can do 5 plus, or 7 plus 5, and look at that, we get 12. It adds it together. So why is that useful? Well, when it's cool. Isn't that cool? Well, it's okay, but in a practical sense, you can make it talk to and pull information out of other layers and make it do all sorts of crazy stuff. So in this case, wait, where's it gone? There it is. We're going to type in value. So it's going to take a number from somewhere. Where's it going to take us from? Open, close parentheses. Inside of that, we're going to do quotation marks, 2 sets of quotation marks, and inside of that, type in walking. So it's going to take the frame number of, well, it's going to take something from the walking column. Outside of the quotation marks, but still inside the parentheses, go comma, then current frame. So it's going to take the current frame of walking, right? We could press apply at this point and see those numbers are directly reflected across the 2. But we don't want it to be exact. Otherwise, we could have just taken that column directly, right? We want it to be a few frames behind. So this is where the basic maths comes in. It's current frame minus like 5 or whatever, right? So plus that, and now it's going to be 5 frames negative of Ash. So 0, 0, 0, 0 for the first 5 frames, and then 0.4 402. Hey, that's what he was on the second frame. 0.803. That's what that was in the next frame. So that's neat. Does it work? Let's press play. Oh, look at that, it's following! It's automatic! Like, that's just built in there now. So wherever you move Ash along the X plane, Pikachu is always just gonna follow behind him. That's neato. So now you can program animations. And like, I know that like JavaScript is pretty nuts, right? If you're just an animator, it's tough, but I don't know how to use code. I was able to figure it out. That's what Google's for. One of the best things I heard in regards to if you want to learn code is when you're first starting, it's 10% coding and 90% Google. And after enough practice, it slowly starts to become 90% coding and 10% Google. So Google's pretty much always going to be there, but that's good. If you're after a specific problem, you can find stuff. So for example, I wanted to do a flickering light bulb, and I was like, okay, so I need to have a transparency that is like just constantly changing. So I need a random number. So okay, JavaScript, random number. There we go. Look, it's just there. Generate random whole numbers with JavaScript. Math.random parentheses. Easy as that. Copy, paste it in your expression. Then you got a randomly generated number, and then you do whatever. It's cool. Have some fun. It's a whole new world just waiting for us there if we're willing to muscle it out.